everyone, welcome back to Indelivo. I'm Roshna here. Today the tutorial is all about functions, the single most important concept that separates a beginner script from professional code. And trust me, when you start machine learning in episode 11 of this tutorial series, functions will be everywhere. So let us get into it. And before going into the details, you must understand why do you need functions. Actually, functions eliminate repetition, improve readability and make code reusable. And in fact, it is essential for machine learning pipelines. Look at this here. Three lines doing basically the same thing, right? Squaring a number. Now imagine doing this 100 times. Your file becomes massive, hard to read and a nightmare to fix if something goes wrong. Now look at this solution here. We write the logic once, give it a name called square and call it whenever we need it. This is the dry principle of function. Don't repeat yourself. One change in the function fixes it everywhere. And here is the direct connection to machine learning. In machine learning, you will have pipelines with dozens of steps like loading data, cleaning it, training model, and evaluating it. Each of those becomes a function. What we learned today is the foundation to all of that. Now, let me make you familiar with the syntax. Let us break down exactly how a function is written. Every function starts with the keyword def like this, and that tells Python something new is being defined here. Then comes the name. For name, choose something descriptive. I always say use something like verb underscore noun style, because this is the standard format most of the professional Python developers follow. So something like calculate underscore area, load underscore data, etc. If you practice like this, trust me, your future self will definitely will thank you. And then inside the parentheses are your parameters. The inputs the function needs to do its job. End the line with a colon, then indent your code underneath. Sorry. Then indent your code underneath. That indented block is the function body. Here is the full picture. You can understand with this demonstration code here. If you want to greet a person, you can make a function like this. Define a function greet and then greet name. Greet of actually, then message is the what is the message you want to pass is hello the name, and then return the message. It will be like this. Hello Alice. If you want to say hello Alice, you can put it like this and run the function. It will be like this. Instead of that, you can put any name and call the function. Okay, clear? Now let us talk about how you pass data into a function. There are various methods to pass data into a function. First is positional argument. This is the most common method. You pass value in order and Python matches from left to right. Here what is the point to note down is the order matters here. And then comes the keyword argument. You name which parameter gets which value in keyword arguments. Now order doesn't matter at all. This is actually how most machine learning libraries works. And then comes the default value. You set a fallback. If the caller doesn't provide a value, Python uses the default. Here the default is like a greet of, we have defined a function greet of. Inside that the default value is name is equal to guest. So there is no, if there is no input and if you are calling the function greet of, then it will simply return hi guest. If you input a name, it will give the name followed by the hi. Now functions have a life cycle. you call you call the function, they run their logic, and then they set the result back. Okay, sending back is done by the return keyword. Return is an important keyword in functions. Without return, your function runs but gives you none. That is the first column. That is what the first column demonstrates here. This is useful for printing or saving a file, but not when you need a result to work with. And the second pattern, a single return value. Here you want to double a number and get back the result and store it in a variable. This is the most common pattern you will use. And the third one, that is multiple return. That is returning multiple values at once. Here in this demonstration, we are defining a function like a stats nums, stats of we are inputting the numbers, and we want to return minimum of numbers and maximum of numbers. Here minimum and maximum are keywords. It will automatically give you back minimum and maximum. So we are giving the inputs like a low high is equal to stats of, we are calling the function stats of 3 1 9 5. Out of that, 1 is the lowest value and 9 is the highest value. Once we execute the function, it will return like this. The output will be like this. And now scope and variable lifetime. This one trips up a lot of beginners, so pay close attention. Scope means where does a variable exist. The outer box is the global scope and the inner box is the local scope. Global scope means anything defined here is accessible throughout your program. Here x equal to 100 means it can be accessible throughout the program, and the inner box is the local scope. Here y is equal to 50 is local only. So y equal to 50 only exists while the function is running. The moment the function ends, y is gone. So outside the function, if you print x, it works fine because it is a global variable. X is global. Here in this particular example, I am telling, not like always x is global, y is local. No, I don't mean so. But print y, it will give you an error because Python has no idea what y is out of the function. Okay. This is actually a feature, not a bug. It means functions are clean and self-contained. They don't accidentally mess with variables elsewhere in your program. That's exactly what you want in production code. Okay. As you learned functions, I strongly advise you to follow these best practices. That is, one function for one job. If it does two things, just split it. And then always try to make meaningful names. Like I mentioned before, use verb underscore noun format. For example, calculate underscore area of, load underscore data of, train underscore model of, etc. And the try principle is don't repeat yourself. If you sport some code twice, make it a function. And always try to add doc strings whenever you write a code. Write what it does, what it takes, and what it returns. Like if you revisit the code again after a long period of time, you must understand what has been done. Okay, doc strings means you can simply put a hashtag and write whatever things you have done there. So you can remember it. If you forget it, you can understand it later. And always keep it short. If it is longer than 20 lines, break it into smaller functions. And always be wise to handle edge cases like if the list is empty or if the input is 0 or none. You must be able to handle it. And now we are approaching towards the end of this Python foundations for machine learning. After that, we will be starting machine learning. The purpose of these 10 episodes I have designed with Python is to enable you to learn machine learning. So in the coming 4 episodes, we will be learning important topics such as list and tuples, dictionaries, and sets, file handling, and object-oriented programming basics. And then we will be stepping into machine learning. So if you like to continue with this learning tutorial, learning journey, you can consider like, subscribe, and stay updated. I have written the content of this tutorial as a blog article and made it available on intuitive-tutorial.com, and the link is given in the description box, and also I will be providing it in the comment section as a first comment, and I will pin it so you can check it. I'm happy to understand if you are meeting any difficulty, or if you have any comments or feedback to give. Please feel free to write back to me. I will read it and make necessary actions. So I request you to stay updated and consider to subscribe to this channel.